Welcome to the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast, keeping Pang's chair warm. Uncle Dave O'Neill.
The great Dave O'Neill, who says some very politically incorrect things in this podcast.
Yes, and I've got a big scoop on Diet Coke.
Wow. You know what else you got a big scoop of?
Yes.
Ice cream, because you've been stealing ice cream cones around the great state of Victoria.
I've heard about this. Tim
Jonathan,
Boone.
that is just sharp broadcasting. That's
Thank
all
you,
that
Dave.
is, brother.
Bluey's getting cancelled for farting and Shaynna Blaze comes in.
Enjoy.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Friday.
Good to have you back, Christine Swan.
Thank you so much.
Sonny.
The beautiful Olympia Villarts filled in for me yesterday. Now,
Average.
It was a hot mess.
I'm hoping that at least one of you did a deep dive into her stepfather's musical career as the lead singer of Mondo Rock.
Not once.
Not once.
Did she even open up.
It's a missed
I
opportunity.
think it came with a rider. She wasn't allowed to sing.
We talked about him possibly starting an OnlyFans account, though. Remember that?
She spoke about that,
was
saying
fun.
that to pay for a wedding,
Yeah.
she tossed it up. That maybe her and TBC, Tom Bell Chambers, former Essendon player and now husband,
Yes.
do an OnlyFans account, Swanee. Just
And-
pay for the wedding.
And they
makes
decided,
sense.
they decided not to.
Sadly.
Well, there was deep discussions around the family table because her stepfather, Ross, he tossed it up that maybe he should start a mature account with Olympia's mum.
This was all off air, guys.
Oh, sorry, Jack. Yeah. But still a fun chat.
John, whose
That's
face?
right.
Still a fun chat, though.
Fun chat.
And they would have made a killing.
And look, they didn't do it in the end, so it doesn't even
So
matter.
Exactly
who's
right.
the victim, Jack? You know?
No, victimless crime.
You'd sell tickets for that.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Ready to make up for missed holidays with whatif.com?
Gotta love an Aussie winter getaway. But bring on spring.
Jump on the What If app to book hotels, holiday rentals, flights, and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Crime Watch with Jonathan Brown.
Can you believe this? There's been a huge crime has occurred down at Port Campbell's, Christine Swan. How long since you've been down to Port Campbell?
Years, and it is beautiful.
It is beautiful, isn't it? It's magnificent.
I remember
it
the
is.
first time I went there. Sorry to
Magnificent.
do an aside. Is everyone like me? Every time you go somewhere new, you look up on realestate.com.au
Yes,
to see
absolutely.
how much. And I remember the first time I went to Port Campbell, I was so blown away with how beautiful it was. And there was a shack there for sale for about 60 grand.
Did it have plumbing, the shack?
Probably only just though.
Had
And
a hole.
I
a
think
drop,
about
long
it.
drop.
And obviously I didn't buy it, but I think of it often.
Yeah, it'll be worth about 500 now. Swanee, it's beautiful down
Oh,
there.
bare minimum. This was 30 years ago.
Oh, geez,
Yeah.
really. Port Campbell's beautiful in spring and summer. That's why the Port Campbell Ice Creamery just goes bunter.
Yeah.
Goes bunter for about 6 months.
How good is an ice creamery
love
in
ice
a
cream.
seaside village?
Bit of cookies and cream or boysenberry.
Bunter.
What is your go-to flavour at the ice cream shop?
Boysenberry and peppermint choc chip.
What's yours,
You
Deano?
Renaissance man. I'm a salted caramel boy.
Are you?
And you, Swan?
I like a rum and raisin if they have
and
it.
raisin.
Smart.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If you're keen on an ice cream driving through Port Campbell, it'd be hard to find the ice creamery at the moment because the last couple of days, the ice cream, the massive ice cream, like the McDonald's sign at the front of
Yeah,
McDonald's.
yeah.
Well, the Port Campbell ice creamery's got a massive ice cream cone with an ice cream on it, sitting attached to the side of the building so
Yeah.
you can see it when you're looking for an ice cream. You look around, you're driving through Port Campbell going, where are we going to eat, where are we going to eat? And then you see this massive ice cream cone, you go, beautiful.
There.
That's saved our day. We're going, well, it's been knocked off. The 1.7 metre
Son of a
tall
bitch.
pink cone has vanished from outside the Lord Street shop. Carolyn,
Damn it.
Carolyn Simmons, who owns the ice cream, he says it wouldn't have been easy to remove the cone.
Oh, it wouldn't have.
Hell no, it wouldn't have been.
It's as
because
tall as me.
It's and it's attached to the gutters of the building. It was actually bolted to one of the pillars on the veranda of the shop, she said. Someone would have had to have a ladder, tools, a couple of wrenches, Swanee, a few
more
screwdrivers, spent some
importantly,
serious time to undo the bolts.
That's it. More importantly, they would have needed time.
Oh, yeah. John, this takes me back to when I stole a giant, real-life-size Ronald McDonald made of fiberglass. It was a premeditated crime.
And what
Really?
did you turn
How
him
did you
into?
do it?
We tried to make him into like this thing that held smoke.
Special vase.
Yeah. But this is premeditated, man.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
kids had a ute and a spanner.
Well, you
gotta
know why
say-
it's premeditated?
They are beautiful, those
They are
big ice
beautiful.
cream. I've got, and I may offer you a tidbit,
Please.
I've got an ice cream cone in my living room.
Swan did it.
Do you remember the old Peters?
Swanee, we might have found in the band isn't
Do you
it?
remember the old Peter's
Yeah, I
ice
do,
cream cones?
absolutely.
I've got one in my living room that lights up.
How big would it be?
I love it so much. It's only about a metre, maybe.
It's like a neon, bit of a neon on it.
There's no neon.
no.
It lights from within. It's beautiful.
What about Carolyn? She said, to say we are upset is an understatement. Oh, big words there by Carolyn. But Swanee, it seems to be a trend, though, because down the road at Timboon's another beautiful town. It's not on the coast.
Great dairy. from
Great
Timboon.
dairy, absolutely.
Cheese factory.
Well, a Timboon fine ice cream shop a couple of weeks ago, Swanee, they had their cone knocked off as well.
What's going on?
So there's some bandits.
People love cones.
They love cones down there. Absolutely, they do. All sorts of cones, Deano.
Especially you and your mates, Deano.
I know.
Now, I'm going to go with this gang. This gang needs to be named.
What are
They
they?
need a name for the gang.
Yes, they
don't
do, yes.
They're going around knocking off ice cream cones all around the area. I'm going to start with ice cream bandits.
Not bad. We can do better, man.
It's okay.
Yeah.
ICB.
What about the Gelato Brothers? It's all right.
I like it.
You don't mind that?
Yeah.
It sounds like a crime family.
It does, doesn't it?
What about the Boysenberry Boys?
Not bad at all.
No, not bad.
Not bad at
What
all.
about the Peanut Butter Pirates?
Oh, yes.
But then I just think of peanut butter specifically, so nix that
that's a
one.
good point. Oreo Outlaws?
Okay.
That's good.
Oreo's nice ice cream.
It is.
What about the Vanilla Gorillas?
Yeah.
I like it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
and
and they
just-
could have their own theme song to the tune of Magilla Gorilla, the great 1960s comic.
And just to finish off, and this may stick, this may be the moniker for the ice cream stealers, the ice cream cone stealers.
Yeah.
We're going to now dub them as ice criminals.
Well
Jonathan,
done. You son of a bitch.
You like that?
you can
How?
go home now.
Thank you very much.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Voice of a guy.
Yes, it's time for the home viewer quiz.
Hey, man, what the hell can people win today?
Today, Dean, they can win a NutriBullet.
Oh, my God, they're so good. Do you know what I used my NutriBullet for the other day? Pumpkin soup.
Pumpkin
Really?
soup.
How'd it
Yeah.
work?
I just boiled it all up and it was all chunky, and then I put it in batches into the NutriBullet and it came out silky smooth.
Magnificent.
Magnificent.
The friction of the blade can also heat it up.
Oh, thank you, voiceover guy.
If you leave it long enough, it'll
didn't
actually
know
heat it
that.
up. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Leave it long enough.
Long enough.
Who is Chrissie playing for?
Well, Chrissie's playing for Abby from Craigieburn. She's an ICU nurse.
Good on you, Abs.
Good morning.
I don't know a bad Abby.
Beg your pardon?
Don't worry about it. Who are you playing for, Brownie?
That'll be Ben from Dramana. Always sees Dipper in the wild.
Oh, really? Is he drunk,
I do.
Benny?
No, he's not, but whenever I see him, I can't speak 'cause I get nervous.
Really?
Around Dipper, actually, you're right to get nervous. Who knows what that loose cannon is going to say?
One time we were at the airport, Jonathan, Pang and I, and Dipper just from 50 metres started yelling, "Hey, boys! Hey, boys!
Oh, my God.
Boys, look over here, boys!"
Oh, my God.
That was a good day. Buzzer check, please.
Astonishing.
Juggernaut.
Excellent. All the best to
Get
everyone.
used to hearing that sound.
Which upcoming musical is Shane?
Juggernaut.
Shane Crawford is in Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Correct. And there's been some, I saw an article yesterday, people are mad about it because they
Yes.
think he's just a token.
Well, specifically,
appointment.
trained theatre kids are upset about it.
He's had a
They might have a case.
but he's had a passion for a long time, and he has actually done a lot of dance, is what he says. He's actually passionate about it.
Exactly.
Scientists are trying to revive which Aussie animal?
Juggernaut.
Tassie Tiger.
2-0 to John. You awake over there?
Barely.
Bruges is in which European country?
I say Belgium.
And she's back.
Bruges. Bruges.
In Bruges, one of the most boring films ever filmed.
I've been
The great
there.
Colin Farrell.
Have you? The great Colin Farrell.
Ben Rutten is the current.
Juggernaut.
Not for long, the Essendon Bombers.
Oh, not for long.
Apparently, Clarko flew back home to talk to his family. In other words, to say, "Hey, gang, I'm coaching Essendon."
What are we doing?
What is the second biggest planet?
Juggernaut.
For the win.
Oh, shit, because
Second.
Jupiter's the biggest, so I'm going to go Saturn.
Look at this. God, he's woken up strong today.
John! Ben, congratulations, old boy.
You ripper. Thank you, Jonathan.
Next time you see Dipper, offer him a fruit smoothie in your new NutriBullet, Ben.
Absolutely.
I would love to, but I wouldn't be able to speak.
Hey,
Mate,
boys!
please don't be intimidated by Dipper, of
You've
all
won,
people.
You've won some donuts too, mate. Some Daniel's donuts. And you can have some Daniel's as well, Abby.
Good on your abs.
All the best.
What do you say, Daniel?
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Good morning, Melbourne. Friday, we did it. It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. And what effort if you're booking a holiday? It's Aussie for Travel.
On Tuesday, Tony Martin was in, and he mentioned that he went to school with a guy called James Bond.
I went to school with a guy called James Bond, and every time he walked past the whole classroom in the corridor, everyone, ding, 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 whole school, ding, 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 ding.
Why would his parents do that to him? Why would his parents do that to him? And also, when will we, as general public, interacting with these people with famous names, when will we ever learn? I'm guilty of it too.
But you do it before you even think.
You do. And it must be so
Automatic
tedious
response.
for that person. You know, someone might call up and their name's Shirley and we go, don't call me Shirley, Shirley. How many times has that poor woman heard that line?
Yeah, I know.
How many times has that James Bond heard someone say, the name is Bond, James Bond, and everybody thinks that they're the first to say it.
A lot of catch cries, shaking, not stirred.
It must be
all that sort
so
of stuff.
annoying.
Swan, you raise a very good point of that. Everyone thinks they're the smartest by bringing it up.
Yes. Have you got someone with a famous name?
I went to school with Madonna. How bold is that?
Oh my!
Just Madonna.
Madonna Penna.
Yeah.
But Madonna, that's bold, right?
Absolutely.
And everyone who would meet her would say, "Oh, like the singer,"
Or mention cone breasts
"Are
or
you a
something like that.
material girl?"
Yeah.
Have you got a famous name or a name that elicits the same goddamn response every time you say it? 13, 24, 10. Let's vent.
And we won't laugh.
We won't laugh and we won't say what you think we're going to say. So if you call up and say, my name's Leslie Nielsen, we're not going to say a Leslie Nielsen line. We're not going to do it. If you call up and say, my name's Sylvester,
We're not saying anything.
we're not going to pretend that we're Rocky.
Adrian!
Yeah.
We're not going to say that.
If an Emilio Estevez calls up, I'm not going to go quack, quack, quack.
No, you're not. All right, you're in a safe place with a famous name. Scotty from Cockatoo. Scotty, what's going on with your name?
I get Scotty Doesn't Know from the Euro Trip movie, and I refuse to sing it.
What is
the
it?
Euro It's a song. I'm not singing it.
Poor guy.
Very bad.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Scotty, because I don't know the song.
Oh, well, that's awesome. It's for more the younger generation.
I know it, Scotty, and I would not
Hey,
sing it.
you Deano, you would.
Was that Euro Trip the movie? Or is it a band? Yeah.
No, it's a movie.
Yeah,
I think it's Matt Damon that does it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
That son of a bitch.
And what do you do? What is your reaction when you hear it? Are you like crestfallen? Are you angry?
I just punch him.
She just punches him. I love it.
Scotty, hey, we're going to compensate Scotty moving forward in life.
Yeah, we really do.
Would you like a NutriBullet, Scotty?
Why not? Bring it on.
You've got one, mate.
Scotty, you're going to lose your mind.
Well, we don't have any left.
We don't have
but
any.
I've said it on the radio, so they've got it. We're going to find one.
What about a dozen donuts? Daniel's dozen.
I like that better, I think.
Yeah.
You're not getting a NutriBullet, you're getting the donuts, just to be clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take donuts.
All
Good
right.
on you,
Love
Scotty.
you, mate.
Chris Brown from Bacchus Marsh. What is the first thing that people say to you when you say your name's Chris Brown?
You always get the obvious thing about Rihanna, which is annoying.
Yeah,
Absolutely, but that's all right. Most of the time I just tell them I'll actually take their money over the phone any day. But every time you say your name, people just look at you and sort of go, oh, my God, Chris Brown, that must be such a cool name.
What about the vet? Do you ever get that?
No, not really, actually. It's more sort of that and also about Rihanna hitting her and that sort of stuff, and you're sort of like, hey.
Oh,
Yeah. That's not a fun one.
Good conversation to be involved in.
Well,
it goes both ways, guys. Goes both ways.
It does, mate.
I
It
start
does.
wearing a stethoscope like the doctor.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're off to The Invitation, the horror film The Invitation in cinemas August 25. All the best moving forward.
Chris
Emma from Mooroolbark, state your full name.
Good morning, my name's Emma Roberts.
Ah, what's it like having Julia as an auntie?
Oh, it's amazing.
Hey, she's pretty cool though, right? Emma Roberts?
It's a good name. I mean, apart from when the trend was going around, I was like, Emma! And I got that ridiculous about.
What was that trend?
It's like It was a H2O twin with Cleo and like Emma and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It was on TikTok.
Emma, you're 20, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Do you appreciate wine yet, or you're still on the Stollies type deal, the Bacardi Breezes?
I love a good old wine. Can't complain.
6 bottles of wine from Zonzo. Enjoy the authentic Italian cuisine paired with the perfect drop at Zonzo Estate. It's in the heart of the Yarra Valley. All right.
Nigel, what is your full name?
My name is Nigel Powers.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, baby.
No, it's not.
Do you get...
It is. I get the yeah, baby all the time.
And do you just roll your eyes? Like, does it incite violence or introspection?
No, I try and have a lot of fun with it, actually, Chrissie. It's, it's not a bad name to have. Like, Nigel, no friends early on, but when Austin Powers came around, it's been a lot of fun. So at my wedding, my wife and I, when we got introduced, came out to the Austin Powers theme song, and we had a heap of fun with that.
That's lovely.
Right.
That's lovely. But
Did you say groovy baby when she came out?
Yeah.
in terms of annoying quotes, there is too many.
Yeah,
There are too many.
Shagadelic?
Oh,
Jesus.
my God.
What is that word? Nigel,
Yeah.
well, that's a tough life, mate, but you seem to be taking it pretty well.
Yeah, he's looking on the bright side, which I think is all you can do.
You play
That's
golf?
right. I do play golf, love golf.
Oh, my
You've
God, you're
got-
going to love this.
A custom Chrissie Salmon Brownie tailor-made golf putter, friend.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Deano.
Nige, when you got back to the hotel room after your wedding, did your lovely wife say, Nigel, oh, behave?
Oh, there was a little bit of that going on. Absolutely.
TaylorMade's my product, the ultimate in personalisation and performance. Design yours in stores or at tailormade.golf.au. Speaking of
Oh,
Shagadelic,
behave, Nigel.
Dave O'Neill.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. Good news for Friday.
Yes.
Dave O'Neill is in.
Oh, yes. Now, I'm not happy with this song. I want to do a different entrance.
What?
Yeah. I've been under advisement. I'm doing a different entrance.
So you're going
bigger.
to leave? You're leaving the studio and you want to come back in?
Oh, I'm
Have you
here
got
for
that
this.
track that I asked for?
All right, I'll look at you through the glass and you point and I'll hit it, Dave.
Okay, Dave is now leaving the studio.
Oh, this is big.
This is big. This
He's
is big.
leaving.
Shut the door. Make sure the door shuts.
A lot of theatre in this
Yeah,
performance.
well, I'm waiting on his command.
So do I
Here we
introduce
go.
him?
Say yes.
Yep. And it's Friday, guys, and that means it's Dave O'Neill time.
It's go, 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 go time. Tick, tick, boom. Bring it on, there we go.
Okay. How do we explain what just occurred? Dave O'Neill came in with an Osher Günsberg Masked Singer style choreographed dance, wearing a pair of dark shades, Ray-Bans, of course.
Oh, my
Yeah.
Lord.
I had a choreographer.
Oh, man.
Mate, that looks good on
I've
you,
got my
mate.
own
Suits you.
version of the song, though. Did you play my version of the song?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, Mount. Yeah, we made our
All right,
version.
here we go. I think I do have it, actually.
Okay, you ready?
Yep, here we go.
Tick, tick, boom.
That's me.
Dave O'Neill, have you had sex in the last week?
yeah,
Because
I'm
there's something
getting
very
divorced.
different.
Swanee, well done.
That's the way he enters the bedroom, Christine.
This is the Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie podcast.
Morning, gang. Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie on Over 100. Just a reminder, we've got 2 sets of amazing tickets. Dua Lipa at the Palais. That's insane.
That's after 7:30.
insane.
Insane.
And Collingwood Carlton tickets. It's sold out, John.
Sold out, 90,000 people. There is hen's teeth, these
That's
tickets.
going to be great.
What time are the footy ones, brother?
10 to 9.
10 to 9.
Okay. Hold on tight
10 to
until
9.
then. Buckle up.
Dave's here.
I am here. Tell you what, I got some advice for parents with younger children.
How young is younger?
I reckon under 4.
Okay.
I say don't take them out and do anything with them, because I was driving past the showgrounds with my son, who'd be like 13 now, and he's like, "What's that?" I go, "That's the showground." He goes, "Oh, I'd love to go to the show."
yeah.
I go, "We went to the show. Don't you remember? We went several times." And I said, "You and what happened? We went to the animals and you patted a cow, and this guy let you sit on a horse. You bought some show bags. You went to the country women's thing where you had a pie. You went on the Mad Mouse. You
That
vomited.
sounds expensive, brother.
Vomited in a bin. You bought 8 show bags. And on the way home, you fell asleep on the train. But before you fell asleep, you said, "That was the best day of my life." He's like, "No, I don't remember that."
Yeah.
I guess, I'm pretty sure I didn't go to the show.
Mate,
You went to the show.
Mate, you just throwing $200
Mate,
away.
Easy.
Cold.
Then we drove past the zoo the other day. He goes, "Oh, I'd love to go to the zoo." I go, "You've been to the zoo?" We used to go all the time. He goes, "I don't remember that." I went,
Absolutely.
"Yeah, you don't." You know what? You know, I said, "Remember you saw the meerkats and the."
It's a good lesson.
Oh,
Yes.
mate,
Absolutely.
And then the aquarium.
What? And certainly don't take them overseas.
No, not when they're really
We tried
little.
that once.
It ruins
It was
your
a disaster.
holiday and they don't remember
Absolutely.
anything.
Is it possible that when you took him to the show, he formed a closer bond to you, and that was more of a subconscious
Maybe
thing?
He said the same about the aquarium. I'd love to go there. I said, "We went there." Then I just made stuff. I said, "You swam with the sharks, remember?" A shark bit my leg, and then
What's wrong with you for not remembering?
then a penguin rescued us. But
That kid sucked you in, Dave.
Yeah.
you know what? You could lock him in a cupboard for the first 4 years.
Yeah.
But tell you what, they'd remember that.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100, Dave O'Neill's and Pang's share, and you guys, I got to say, Brownie and I are really in the shit. I'm doing this billy cart race bravely down.
heard.
It's a Red Bull thing. Red Bull they're like wacky genii. They got more money than God and just put on these crazy events.
I agree. And you're going to be flying down, is it Lansdowne Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a jump in it, Swan.
Right.
I'll be getting air, Swanee.
It's pretty steep too,
Where is
Lansdowne Street.
Lansdowne Street?
It's right near the Fitzroy Gardens.
Yeah, the top there.
City Carlton.
yeah, brother.
Now, last time we spoke about this, Jonathan Brown had arranged for his son to...
Well, Bam Bam, right? We had to
co-pilot.
we had to bribe Bam Bam to get him to go to school that day. He was having a funny day.
Yeah.
We said, Deano will let you co-pilot the billy cart.
Yeah, down the street, down Lansdowne Street.
So picture a chubby Luke Skywalker, me, and a little adorable Bam Bam, Yoda, on my back,
Yes.
hurtling down this billy cart race.
Cool.
Sounds great, right?
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Andy Kay rings us up and goes, legally, if you're under 18, you can't do this race. But meanwhile, Bam Bam's at home going like, Dad, what did he say the other
He
day?
requested a meeting with Deano. So I was sitting at the kitchen table eating dinner and he said, Dad, can you organise a meeting with Deano? I was very official. Can you organise a meeting with Deano? And I said, what for? And he goes, we've just got to organise our race suit. I need to have a look at where I'll be sitting because I want to talk to the engineers.
Yeah.
And he said, what will I be doing? Will I be steering?
Yeah.
Or will I be the brake man?
I love
said,
it.
I'll probably be the brake. So he's invested, Swanee.
Yeah, and information is power. He's right.
Absolutely.
He's right to
So
call it.
he called the meeting. We're at the pointy end of this in his mind, Swanee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just other information. There's 10 days to go. If your design is the best, we'll pay for it to get made for my billy cart, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Go to the win page at the Nova website. But the one that's like at the moment, it's like a cheesel box.
Perfect.
Oh,
that's
that's
your
cool.
favourite food.
Really?
So, yeah, it's Australia's favourite cheese snack. Come in, get real.
100%.
So here's the thing, JB. And what's that quote, by the way, from Cole Trickle in Days
I
of
call Trigger. I'm more afraid of being nothing than I am of being hurt.
Amen.
Son of a bitch. So here's what we do to keep Bam Bam invested.
Yeah.
Right? What the Red Bull people don't know that we might do before it is test it in some field somewhere. So
you need a test
so
pilot.
tell Bam Bam he's a test pilot.
Yeah.
They're the top of the tree. They're the best of the best, the test pilots, Swanee.
You got some concerns?
My immediate concern is if the vessel is anything like you have at the Birdman Rally, you get one shot.
You get one go.
So my concern is that the practice will end in a fiery rubble cheesel box that will not be fit
Concerning.
to go down Lansdowne Street for the actual event.
I think do the test down Lansdowne Street just during the day. And there's quite a bit of traffic.
I think this is a good lesson.
Yeah.
You're going to have to tell Bam Bam that you've promised something that you can't deliver.
Oh, no. There's no way, no. I will not be going down this path. This kid is that invested. Like, honestly, he thinks he's Cole Trickle, Swanee. He thinks he's lining up for the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
So we've got to do something. I think the test pilot is our only out.
Yeah.
I don't care if it ends up a screaming heap roaring down the road and has to be completely rebuilt. But this kid needs a full race suit. He needs a full helmet. He needs the adulation of the crowd.
Can you go out to a go-kart track? Please don't use the actual car.
Well, you need a hill, though. It's a billy cart.
What do sales think?
Sales are going to hate this because it'll be real expensive. But hey, how much does a young boy's dreams cost?
Not much.
Wow.
I think it's character building. I think you've got to say to him, I'm sorry, I'm not perfect, and I've promised something I can't deliver.
No, it wasn't me.
I think it's an important lesson.
It wasn't me. It was Deano.
It was you.
Deano got him on the phone.
Yes, keep going,
Jonathan, it was you. You're that child's father. And you took it as gospel from Deano.
Me,
of all
brother.
people.
Hey, I'm a dream maker.
Come to think of it, I did ring him that morning and bribe him.
I think
with
it's
that.
important. You did. You were very quick on it, and I think it's very important for our children to know that we are fallible.
Well, if Andy K picks
can't
up
be
his
a
phone,
heartbreaker.
we can run it past him because it's going to cost thousands of dollars if it explodes in flames.
And it will explode.
But we'll have fire retardant suits on, so all good.
Yeah. I think if we can at least get a suit made for him.
I just had a
We can
vision.
at least get a racing suit made for him. I think that may go some way to alleviating the pain and the stress and the devastation that has been caused to little Bam Bam.
Agreed.
No worries. All right, well, this isn't over, and Bam Bam, we got you back, little man. You little genius. It's not good, is it?
No, it's not good.
We've got
It's
ourselves in
not
a hole.
good. Yeah.
It's okay. We'll get out of it.
Yes.
Hopes and dreams.
We'll pay our way out of it.
Dash. Throw some money at it.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on over 100. Dave O'Neill's in Pangy's chair, and earlier JB mentioned that this giant ice cream cone has been stolen.
Absolutely. It's been a shocking crime in Port Campbell, the beautiful town of Port Campbell down in the southwest, where a massive ice cream cone has been stolen. So a 1.7 metre cone. It's in the raspberry and white chocolate flavoured cone on the side of the building, and some thieves have come across in the cover of darkness. There wouldn't be many CCTV cameras, I wouldn't have thought, of Port Campbell, and they've unscrewed this bloody cone.
What?
It's incredible.
It's incredible, isn't it? Like, how sad. So when you're driving through Port Campbell, you need an ice cream, you look up and bang, you see the cone, and you just pull in for a boysenberry or a peppermint choc chip. What's your go-to, Davey boy?
Oh, I love licorice.
Yes,
I love
licorice.
I love Rocky Road.
I like a rum and raisin.
Oh, how old are you?
I know, absolutely. And also, do I have a penis? Because generally,
Older men.
that is a dad
Yeah,
choice.
yeah, my dad loved rum and raisin.
Yes.
In a shocking revelation, though, a couple of weeks earlier, there was also one stolen from the Timboon Fine Ice Cream Shop.
What are they doing?
Well, there's
There's a pattern
bandits.
here.
There's ice cream bandits.
There's a pattern.
So, but we need a name for a gang. If you're going to go around thieving ice cream cones,
Now-
giant ice cream cones on the top of ice cream buildings.
John threw up some strong ones.
Well, I got a couple for you, but
Go
we
on.
need a name.
You're going to love one of these.
First one I went with was the Gelato Brothers.
Not bad.
The second one I came up with was the Ice Creaminals.
That's good.
That's good.
Okay.
What about the Gelato Brothers?
Gelato Brothers. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
I've got another one.
I like what you did there.
Yeah, that's very. What about the soft serve swindlers?
Oh,
Jesus.
That's a long one.
They sound like crooners or something, though. Like,
I mean, we all
They could
know.
be the crooning. Well, they could. Hey, that could be their cover though. Yes, they could come into town, the local town hall. They could do some crooning that night.
Yes.
And in the meantime, their roadies are out the back stealing the ice cream.
Yes. What about this? Born and bred in Melbourne, I grew up with the Carlton crew.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Underbelly. Funny you play this music.
Yes.
What about the Caramel crew?
Oh, not bad.
Like that. And to finish this off, Davey.
The common cherries.
Oh, yes!
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Hey, the best on ground crowd on a Saturday night is Brownie's footy show on Fox Footy. It's becoming thing of legend. Apparently people just go there and get loose, John.
Someone didn't get let in the other night. A big listener of our show.
A podcaster. Yeah.
A podcast and a listener of our breakfast show, Swanee. I may have got word from our PA to say, are you friends with this person that is stumbling all over herself?
Hello, Cherie.
Yeah, hi, Cherie.
She called the next day and was like, I don't know what happened,
She's a
guys.
sweet-
Something
Really?
happened.
But
Yeah.
my point is, if you want to go and be in that crowd,
Yeah.
call now, 13 24 10.
Attacking foot. Big weekend of football.
Big
Jonathan.
weekend, the last weekend of footy, Swanee, when it comes to home and away round. And what a round we've got starts
a round.
tonight with my boys Brisbane taking on Melbourne up at the Jabba.
That'll be great.
Or the Gabba Tour. They tried to get that going when I was playing. I said, let's call it the Gabba Tour.
What is that? Oh, the abattoir.
Yeah, the abattoir, you know, like it's where we slice and dice opponents. And then we started losing all our home games, so the Gabba Tour sort of didn't work. The Gabba
Slice
Tour
and
was like
dice
the-
our opponents.
Exactly.
Gabba Tour.
Well, it's
It was
still-
like a marketing thing. They tried to make it, and it just didn't stick.
Nah.
So bad.
Because what's happened is at Lang Park, which is the big rugby league, Suncorp Stadium. Well, that nickname is called the Cauldron, you know, but that's been around for 40 years. So they're going, we need something to go up against the Cauldron. So they're going to have the Gabator.
What about the Gabaseum or the Coliseum?
Sucks.
Nah, no good.
Nah, that's shit.
And the stakes for this game?
The Gabagora.
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 Also sucks.
Turn his mic off. The stakes, well, you can finish second or sixth if you lose.
That's wild.
So there's big stakes for that. But the big talking point with football, of course, is the weight on Alistair Clarkson. Who's he going to coach?
Essendon.
Well, he was doorstopped at Melbourne Airport yesterday after being away for a few days, and he had this to say.
It's a big step to come back into AFL footy, given the sacrifices that we've made as a family over a long period of time. So we need to give that some due consideration. And I've got a daughter in Brisbane and son and daughter in Melbourne. So we'd like the chance to be able to sit down with them tonight and get their thoughts. But I'll only do that after I've spoken to my management and then hopefully be in a much better position this time tomorrow.
I love that idea that he's taking it to his family. I think that's really great.
How old are the kids?
Big family man, Clark. They've just finished year 12. Actually, I think his eldest finishing year 12 this year.
Right, okay.
So clear the decks. So it's actually a good place for Clarko to be. Essendon and North Melbourne. It's a tough situation for Essendon's coach, Ben Rutten, at the moment. He'll coach the final game, I think, tomorrow night against Richmond. But I would expect that is his final game for Essendon, Swanee.
Right.
My money's on Clarko to coach Essendon.
Yep. Okay, well, that's good. You heard it here first.
Well, that'll be huge because it's just the lure and the appeal of coaching a big club.
Yeah.
Like Essendon at the same level, remember, of Carlton, Richmond and Collingwood.
It would be irresistible.
Swanee.
Yeah.
That is the word. Irresistible.
Irresistible.
Now, obviously, you talk to the kids, talk to his missus over the dinner table and all that sort of stuff, but the irresistible nature of playing in huge blockbusters week in, week out, and the arch rivals of Hawthorn. He'd love to stick it to his old club, Hawthorn.
Of course he would. That's it.
Out of two words, more money, probably. More money.
Oh, no, I think the money will be pretty similar.
Really?
But I just
50
think
grand.
I think the
car
lure of
space.
Loose change.
So that'll be big. There's been a couple of retirements, including Essendon's Michael Hill. He was a great player, but he had a shocking hip infection which ruined the back end of his career. He hasn't played for a couple of years, but they're giving him a retirement game tomorrow night. Great to see Robbie Gray, Port Adelaide legend, Dan Hanbury, former Sydney Swans premiership player. He was a fantastic player, just couldn't get it going at the Saints, so he's retiring, gets his final game on Sunday afternoon. Where, not in that game, Sydney plays St Kilda at Marvel Stadium, but crosstown, the MCG, Carlton, Collingwood, 90,000 people. Can you believe it?
It's a grand final-esque.
I think it's the biggest home and away event we've seen here for about 30 years, Swanee.
I agree.
How good. The arch rivals.
How exciting.
It's going to be exciting. Yeah, the trains will be full. The city will be full.
Can I ask?
My
and I
wife's
know
taking my daughter Olivia.
Did you get her 8 tickets that she wanted? 8.
Can you believe that came
Why
across
does
my
she want
desk
8
yesterday?
tickets?
She just threw it out there. You know, we sort of, on our way home from 6, I think it was, we're just listening to the soundtrack. She said, Dad, by the way, can you grab us 8 tickets for Carlton Collingwood?
8?
Wouldn't have thought so.
Is this is this Saturday or
netball
Sunday?
team.
Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Sunday, and a cracking, crisp winter Melbourne day. 15, partly cloudy, no rain.
Perfect.
It's going to have that bright blue sky.
Oh, boy. I'm not sure if Carlton
Cold
wins.
as a mother-in-law's kiss, but bright.
It'll be warm. It'll be warm in the Cauldron, the MCG, the Coliseum, Swanee. And I tell you what, if Carlton wins, I'm concerned about the foundations of those great grandstands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may fall down. If that song rings around the MCG with a Carlton victory. The twirls will be out.
The twirlers will be out.
Swanee,
Tassels.
Keep your boobs in.
What does it mean? I will keep my boobs in. Thank you for the advice, because I was going to get them out.
Yeah.
What happens if the scenario is that Carlton wins? What happens moving forward?
You know what's every chance? If Carlton wins, they'll play finals.
Right.
But they may play Collingwood the next week again.
Oh, man.
Fantastic.
And if Collingwood wins?
Well, they're already in the
they
final.
They don't make top
Carlton's
4.
out.
They're already in the final. No. If the ball, here we go.
Yes.
Easy,
Yeah, I just wanna
easy
know.
equation.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock.
Yep.
The Western Bulldogs play Hawthorn down in Tasmania. If the Western Bulldogs win, Carlton has to win 2 hours later.
Right.
To get into the finals.
Now, if the Bulldogs lose, which is unlikely, but if they do lose to Hawthorn, doesn't matter what happens to Carlton. Carlton can lose in the game against Collingwood. They still make finals.
Still in whack because they're jostling for that last position.
But by the time you get to the footy Sunday afternoon, Carlton Collingwood supporters, especially Carlton supporters, you'll know what needs to be done for
Oh, my God, the pressure, it's too much.
How good has this season been and how good is footy?
Best season I've seen since we won the flag in 03. Good on you.
At the Gabotoir.
Who are you picking for Carlton Collingwood? Who do you reckon, Brown?
Yeah.
Carlton.
Go with my old mate Vossi.
Hey, Dave, no one's talking about the big clash.
Cats, man. The Cats in the West Coast.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Some terrible news to give to the people of Melbourne. Well, I was in the pub the other day. I was talking to the Coca-Cola rep.
Oh, no.
He was fat. Anyway, he wasn't that fat. I love a fat. I love someone fatter than me. You know what I mean? There's nothing better.
Okay.
It takes away the pressure from me when I see a fat guy, when I'm with my family, which I on the other day, there's this big fat bloke, twice my size, riding a bike. And I always say this, if he's got black hair and glasses, I always say the same thing. I go, oh, geez, look, Harry Potter's been on the pies. Look at that bloke.
And you say that because
I'm fat.
But
I can do fat jokes.
Okay, sure.
Because he's fat. He's fat. Anyway, no,
It's awful, but I'm laughing.
You can't fight with him about it.
You can't. If you're fat, you can do fat jokes.
You know. It's a bit like Pang with some of his material.
Yes.
He's got clearance to do that sort of material.
Yes, where we couldn't do that.
No way.
I actually don't think you can.
No, you can. Trust me, I'm out there.
It feels like a license.
I'm doing it. I should bring
But
in
that
all.
doesn't make it okay for the person that he's picking
Get
on.
over it.
And
Get on with it.
just because it's okay with you
I know,
doesn't mean it's
know.
okay with that guy in front of his peers. Being
Called fat Harry Potter.
Being
Son of a bitch.
being in front of everybody, being embarrassed.
Ridiculed. I think the word is. Ridiculed is the word.
I
Tell
don't
you
know.
what,
I'm just putting it out there.
Nah, that's anyway. I did an ad for Pizza Hut once, and they always have a representative for the company. I've never seen a fatter person than the Pizza Hut guy. Like, seriously.
Really?
Why would you employ him? Why would you employ
What do you
him?
mean
Uncomfortable.
the Pizza Hut person, the CEO?
No. So when you film an ad, there's all the advertising people on the camera, and then there's a representative of the company.
Yeah.
The client, they call it, don't they, Chrissie?
Well, the pizza's not going to eat itself.
And so the
He
guy,
may have been the CEO.
he wasn't. He was just the marketing guy.
To be clear, are you just remembering obese people?
Yeah,
in this?
No, okay, we're moving on. We're moving on.
Uncomfortable.
We're moving on. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, the Diet Coke rep, who was not fat, told me, I said, I'm a big fan of Diet Coke. And he's like, oh, Diet Coke. Sure. Yeah, Coke Zero is superior. Yeah, what do they call it now? Sugar-free Coke. No sugar.
Yeah,
that's a superior product.
Coke no sugar, I think it's called.
Yes, Coke no sugar, superior product. I'm like, no, Diet Coke seems better. He goes, oh, yeah. And I said, are you phasing it out?
Yes, this has been my theory for a long time.
Same here, because you can't get it on planes anymore.
No, you can't get it anywhere.
You go to like a greasy spoon in like
Yes.
a blue collar area, like if you go to an industrial estate in Moorabbin.
Yes.
There's no Diet Coke.
No.
It's just Coke no sugar.
Yeah. What's the
And he
7-Eleven?
What's the difference
Never
between
there.
Diet Coke and no sugar Coke?
Diet Coke's got more of a soda watery taste.
Okay.
It's a
And
lighter
chemicals.
taste.
And it's a different can. The
what-
Diet
it's this-
Coke is that iconic
Look, that
white
one.
and red.
It is. I know the difference in the can.
And then you go and if you've stuck with a
Coke,
no
no
sugar,
sugar.
they look the same as the
Yeah.
full
The
strength.
font is black. That's the only
It is,
key
yeah.
difference.
Confusing.
Yes.
I'm an original man.
Me too.
Well, original Coke
Oh,
is
sorry,
good.
Diet Coke I am. Yeah.
But as we used to say in the ad, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Taste of it.
As I used to say, what are we going to drink for the vitamins and the minerals? That's all we're drinking it for is the taste.
That's true.
But anyway, he gave to me, it'll be phased out eventually when the people that drink it pass away. I'm like, what?
Really?
What is wrong with this Coke rep's attitude?
He's very anti-Diet Coke. And I go, what do you mean the people that drink it? And he goes, there's a certain demographic that drink Diet Coke. Who do you reckon the demographic is, Chrissie? Have a guess.
Women
Yes.
aged 45 to 60.
You have nailed it. In his words, old women drink Diet Coke.
Really?
Yeah. We love it. We're mad for it.
As I said to him, are you calling me an old woman?
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Friday, Melbourne. It looks crisp as a chip out there. And we're speaking of chips, we're here with the former face of fat.
Yes.
Dave O'Neill.
Yes. I have to confess I was sworn in to do several jobs around here, like ScoMo, that I have to cleaner. That was one of mine.
Oh, yeah.
car park attendant, music director at Smooth FM. Just in case they needed a bit of help.
You did this during COVID just to get out of the house, so you had a reason, you had an exemption to come into the building.
I had many jobs here, many jobs.
Yes.
As I said to Smooth, if you're ever in doubt, just play some air supply. That was my big message.
Exactly.
We had a few staff members that seemed to work long hours when they were here. Especially on Fridays.
Us included.
Someone on his Instagram gave me shade about playing the Carlton theme too much.
Fair enough.
In the interest of balance. And Ash is pretty chuffed about that. Are you going to the game, Gardner?
No, it's sold out.
Yes, it is.
It's unbelievable.
Now, Ash, I know
There's going to be two best... Sorry, Swanee.
No, you go.
Best mates going against each other, Swanee.
I know, amazing.
Voss and McRae.
Yes.
Premiership teammates.
There's so much in this game.
Yeah.
I just want to know, I know you're a Collingwood supporter, Ash, so obviously, you're absolutely...
She's Collingwood?
Yeah, she's pro.
Hang on a minute. She's got nice teeth.
I do have all my teeth, Dave. You're right.
I've never heard that before. You've got to admit, though, that in terms of
beautiful
striptease music...
Striptease music.
Oh, the Carlton.
Yeah. Imagine.
Yeah.
Go, Swanee.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I need to find the right one that starts with the full... Here we go. So, Swanee...
Yep. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Welcome.
It does have a
Crystal.
good...
The tassels. The tassels are a nice addition, Swanee.
It may have had its origins in like an early gentleman's club.
It could be.
Maybe.
They're all old songs that have been... They're like national anthems and stuff.
Definitely got a saucy overtone.
Anyway.
What about the Cats theme? We haven't heard that.
Brother, for some
shut up about the
it's
Cats.
not fair that no one cares about the Cats and they're the best team. That's not fair. That's not fair.
Not fair.
That's what you get for being boring.
Ash.
Family club.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100, and we don't talk about Bluey enough, Swan.
We don't, because our kids are just a bit older now. But I love Bluey.
So does Billy Joel.
Does Billy Joel love Bluey too? Everybody loves it. Have you ever watched it, Deano?
I've never met anyone who doesn't like Bluey.
You would love it. And
That's why he said he was excited to come to Australia, Swanee, because he's got a connection with Australia through his kids' love of Bluey, because he's got young kids, remember.
How old's Billy Joel's kids?
I know.
They're very young.
He's got young kids.
Yeah, he's got a pair of twins who are very, very young.
He's still doing it, Billy.
No wonder he's touring.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're not across Bluey, it's an absolute phenomenon. It's the only show, I'm going to hazard the guess here, that parents can watch and not want to just, die. It is so funny. It's so great. It's about a family of dogs, but the dad is a classic Aussie dad. They speak with an Australian accent, which is really rare in kids' shows.
Yeah.
The constant American stuff was really... Anyway, Americans love it too, and it is being... you can get it in the US on Disney+, and it's so gorgeous.
And here it's iView.
And here it's on iView. But it's been banned. There's one episode that's been banned because the dad banned it. Farts. Now, I'm sorry. What dad doesn't fart? Like,
really?
Dads are known for farting.
My dad used to break wind loudly in the kitchen and then blame the cat.
Yes.
And say, bloody hell, Soxy, what are we feeding you?
That's a rite of passage. Bloody hell, Soxy.
What are we feeding you?
What are we feeding you? And then you guys would either, like when you were younger, you would probably
You'd
laugh,
laugh.
and then you'd get, as you get older, it's just like family rights.
Mine's the wolf. There's a wolf. There's a wolf in the house.
Oh, really?
There's a wolf howling. And they go, Dad.
Oh, you
Wolf howling.
quote Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack. What's the matter? Someone step on a duck.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
That is good. Here are some examples of the shenanigans that went on in this banned episode.
Really? It was the fairies.
The fairies.
Blame the fairies.
What else have we got?
Dad blew off right in my face.
Oh.
Did not.
Oh, Bandit, that's a new low.
You're the king of Fluffy.
That is a
Fluffy.
new low.
So cute.
That is a new low. I think, every family's got rules, and I think farting in someone's face is not.
That's not good.
Arnold
That's not
Schwarzenegger or Sly Stallone did that recently. Someone said in the news that Arnie did it.
Arnie did
Arnie
it, yes.
Not cool, man.
Arnie
Not
did it.
Cool.
Did it on the set of Predator, didn't he?
Not cool, man. Show some respect.
Think of who it was. It was to a famous
Anyway,
actor.
sorry.
Famous
Oh,
actress.
who was it? Oh, Mary
Mariam Margolyes.
Yeah.
Yes. She said he wasn't a very nice man. He farted right in her face. Have we got any other audio?
Hey, Bingo, pull my finger. Okay. Bingo, no!
Bingo, no, don't pull the finger.
No, do pull the finger. There is nothing funnier than
That
a
is
fart.
funny. That's good gear.
There is nothing funnier than a fart.
You know-
And it seems like Disney Plus has seen the error of their ways and they're going to reinstate the band.
Oh, so they should.
The band episode.
The finger one's a classic. Lethal used to get us to that all the time.
Really?
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Back in just 60 seconds. Feeling a little out of control with your spending? Help take control of your energy bill with PowerShop. Use less, spend less with PowerShop.
Melbourne traffic. Nova 100.
A few crashes this morning, one in Cranbourne North, South Gippsland Highway, Thompsons Road. 2 lanes are closed, another in Calder Park. Calder Park Drive exit ramp from the Calder Freeway. Reports of a crash in Kings Park, Kings Road south of Taylors Road. There's a crash in Werribee. Shores Road is closed eastbound. Approaching Market Road, you best use Heaths Road instead. Another in Werribee South, Duncans Road at Hoppers Lane. And a crash at Truganina, Forsyth Road at Federation Boulevard. Experience your tomorrow at Deacon's Melbourne Burwood Campus Open Day, August 28. Discover the right course for you and experience the campus vibe they're famous for. Search Deacon Open Day. Melbourne's weather, shower or two developing, 16 the top today, showers easing and a top of 13 tomorrow. Right now it's 9 degrees.
Ask Brownie. 13, 24, 10. You can ask him anything. Dave, what would you ask Brownie if given the chance?
Well, the Cats going to win the grand final?
That's a boring question. And the answer is, John.
Brisbane will destroy them.
Brisbane
Go
will
turn mine mic on.
There we go.
Brisbane will destroy them. Well, anything could happen in footy, couldn't it?
Absolutely.
Really?
Anything could happen.
No one asked that boring ask question.
1 week at a time.
Ask Brownie. 13, 24, 10. We'll load you up with prizes. Anything's on the table. Ask him personal stuff. I like it when people do that.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
One man, many questions.
Brownie, when is it okay to lie to your children?
Why, when girls run, their ponytail swings from side to side instead of like back and front?
Hi, Brownie. Can you explain deja vu to me and why it happened?
Have all the answers.
I run on me face.
Ask Brownie.
Oh, yes.
Here's your chance. Anything. It's candid. It's raw. It's the truth.
Deja vu was an interesting one.
That was a good one.
We didn't get the expert.
No, we didn't.
We couldn't track anyone down.
We reached out to some people, but there's a lot of experts that can't answer it at Monash.
The answer is we're all in the Matrix, and when you see it, it's a glitch in the Matrix.
Even that is interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No one can explain deja vu. We think we know what it is,
If you
but
can.
what causes it?
I think I'm sure there's someone that's written a thesis about
Yeah,
it. Give
for
us a call.
sure.
13 24 10. We'd like to interview you about
Absolutely.
Sophie and Leopold, what is your question for Big John?
I want to know, Brownie, how they make hundreds and thousands sprinkles.
Oh, God.
Good question.
What a great question.
It's a great question. They get spray cans and they drop these balls from the ceiling, or they drop these balls from this big machine, and then they just spray them. They've got these, look, obviously the edible paint, and they just spray them. It's like a massive wall, and then they land at the bottom. They go into these massive dryers, and then they get packaged up and they get sent out to put on your fairy bread to send to your kid's 5th birthday party.
100% feels correct. No further questions, please.
No further questions.
You must be stoked, Sophie, with that.
Very stoked, and I'm sure my 2.5-year-old will be very impressed with that answer.
I love it.
Because it's the edible paint, not the toxic paint.
Yeah.
And who doesn't love fairy bread?
Love it.
Can I tell you,
Absolutely.
my favourite dessert
Love
of all
it.
time, I think, is vanilla ice cream with those long sprinkles.
Yes.
What is in those?
They're good.
I'm
So-
an original man.
I'm going to give you a family pass to Triceratops' Fate of the Dinosaurs.
Thanks so much. That's awesome. Thank you.
Pleasure. Discover the world's most complete Triceratops fossil at Melbourne Museum.
I'm a Stegosaurus man.
I know you are, brother.
Yeah.
I know.
Robin from Berwick. Robin.
What's the plot?
Hey, Chrissie.
Hi, George.
Brownie, what's your go-to takeaway meal?
Yeah, if
that's
you
a
could
good
have
question.
absolutely anything, and not for the kids, you on your own, where are you going?
I'm a big pizza man, Swanee, as you know, but I think I
Really?
prefer the homemade pizzas.
Okay.
No, yeah, I love that. I love making up the dough, throwing them there. You know, I'm a good spooner.
Yeah. I would never order pizza on my own. I only do that if I'm doing it for like 5 or 6 people.
I get a pang sometimes. Not a sandpang.
No.
I was going to say,
a hunger pang.
Is that a dish?
Yeah, and when I'm on my way home, and may have had a couple, and I just have the pangs for a takeaway pizza that I know I'm going to just polish off with a bottle of red. Don't you reckon? But
what sort of pizza?
Well, there's
Hawaiian?
good ones at Mickey Lee's. Go half Aussie, which they're unbelievable.
The Aussie is unbelievable.
Yeah, and a half capriccio with anchovies.
Penny for your thoughts, John.
Thank you, Reece.
I like it when you order too much pizza and then the next day you eat that cold fridge pizza.
Yeah, don't even need to heat it up.
Oh, boy.
But, Robin, I'm going to have to settle with Chinese. My go-to, because I go with 2 containers.
Why is that so funny to
I go
you,
with... I go
Because
with...
all we've done is talk about pizza.
That's true. That's a very good point, Robin.
What is your Chinese order?
My 2 dishes, well, because,
Special fried rice?
One's not enough. I have special fried... Did I tell you the story about the Chinese restaurant in Warrnambool?
No.
You used to order $50 of fried rice, they'd send you upstairs. Because there was another business.
Sexy
upstairs.
business?
A sexy business upstairs in Warrnambool. $50 worth of fried rice, Christine
That was
Swan,
a
and that'd
special-
get you a real enjoyable meal.
That was a special sort of get smart, order through the bin sort of style. Yeah.
Sorry, we're getting sidetracked, Robin. I would settle on the 2 traditional Chinese meals, sweet and sour pork and lemon chicken.
The humble lemon chicken.
That I don't believe is served anywhere in mainland China.
No. No, the Chinese food we have is very different.
Then I top it off with a banana Frito with a big scoop of ice cream.
Yes.
There you go, Robin.
6 bottles of wine for you, friend, from Zonzo Estate. It's in the heart of the Yarra Valley.
God,
it's
I love
delish.
Chinese food.
How good is sweet and sour pork, though?
The best.
Honestly.
Let's go to
Ash.
Flemington.
Ash, my love.
Hello, Chrissie.
Hi, what's your question for Brownie?
Brownie, in a plane on takeoff and landing, why are the lights dimmed?
Because they need to see the safety lights on the plane.
Another slam dunk from Jonathan. Remember, only
think that might be
dogs
true.
fact check. Who's next, Deano?
That's true.
Yeah, so the safety lights need to be seen from other aircraft and also from the traffic controllers as well. If you lit up, the whole cabin's lit up, it gets confusing.
And why do they put the tray tables up? It makes the wheels come up.
Absolutely, it does make the wheels come up. I'm pretty sure of that.
Only if they're all up, though, Dave. Ash.
It makes the wheels come down.
Oh.
One or the other.
Ash, you must be thrilled with that answer.
Look, yeah, beats Google. Thanks, Brownie.
Beats Google.
Yes.
Beats
There you go.
Google.
Ask Brownie beats Google.
It's true. It's true, though.
Put that on the ad.
TIV must be wrapped.
You're going to The Invitation, the horror film The Invitation, in cinemas August 25.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram. Shaynna Blaze. She's been a judge on The Block for over a decade now. And just like this year's season, Shaynna has recently made a treat change herself to Kyneton. The Block continues 7 o'clock Sunday night on Channel 9. Here's Blaze.
Welcome, Shaynna. It feels like so long since we've seen you.
It has. It's been forever, and but also I feel like I'm home.
Yeah, good.
I love it when I come here.
Good. I'm glad.
Did you drive in from Kyneton?
No, I've got to place in Hawthorn still,
Okay.
so between the two.
Do you remember we did a phone topic last week or the week before? What celebs of you live in your area? And someone called up and said, I'm from Kyneton and Shaynna Blaze lives here. I'm like, she most certainly does not, because I see her on my, multi-kilometre walks every day in the centre of the universe.
My daughter-in-law heard that and she rang me and she was laughing her head off and going, the poor woman, they didn't believe her.
No, I'm like, hang on a minute. No, absolutely not. Now, let's talk about the Block. Absolute juggernaut. We'll never get enough of the Block. You understand that you've done 10 years. You may do 100 years on that show.
Maybe, and I just love it so much, so why wouldn't I?
Oh, absolutely. Was it freezing, though?
It was so freezing. I did have the intel because I was building in Kyneton the year before, and where it was in Gisborne, it's the rain because it's on a hill, and it's the wind and it's clay, and if it rains, it doesn't go anywhere.
I'm actually getting shivers thinking about it.
And I had, no matter what I wore, I either had stockings underneath, or I had thermals, or I had 4 different layers. So I feel like I'm a size less than what I was when I was filming.
This is a budget question, but given that it is so freezing there, is there an allowance for hydronic heating to be built into the house, which is essential?
Block has some pretty good sponsors, so yeah,
Okay,
there's a
good.
bit of that, and I've got it for the first time in my life in Kyneton, and it's the best heating.
It's
it's
life-changing.
It's great
best
heating.
ever.
Has it been, do you think the interest in it, obviously we love the block anyway, no matter what the series is, but the interest in particular this year has been huge because of the fact that we've come out of COVID and we've got these ideals of moving out to a country
Tree
property,
change.
tree change, all that sort of thing. Do you think that's the appeal of it this year?
Oh, absolutely. And, a lot of people did make the tree change and the sea change, and people made it like 10, 15 years ago and it didn't work, but we now have the lifestyle for a tree change where it can work.
Yes.
That's the big difference. Making a tree change, 10
Working
years
from
ago,
home.
you had to give up everything.
Yeah.
Now
That's
you don't.
true. Now you can go live, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, you still get great bread, a good coffee.
Yes.
All of that
Internet.
stuff. Whereas before, I mean, even in Queensland, you couldn't get that when I was living there.
And also, you also know when a village is going to be great because the artisans move there first.
That's
and
it.
the amount of artisans in Kyneton, Dalesford have been going for a while. They're in Gisborne as well, small businesses. And that will just thrive now with people's interest. And then it'll just grow and then all of a sudden it'll be a sub-city.
I'm amazed how Kyneton's come along, because I remember doing a gig there 20 years ago, and there was a fight in the street between the abattoir workers and the bacon factory guys or something.
Yeah.
the fight of 93.
It was like
It was a bloodbath.
And then I keep hearing I went out in Piper Street, so it's all trendy now.
It's
Kyneton.
all happening. Like the amount of beautiful bespoke shops there.
Yeah.
What we used to feel like we had here in Melbourne, they're there. And, beautiful bread. There's a gin distillery, there's restaurants, there's galleries, and
I'm
there's
sure there's some old
river
school
and
Kyneton stuff though, sure.
They're generational, but they are the most incredible people.
Shaynna, I don't think enough attention is given to how awesome your last name is. Blaze.
You do it every time.
Mate. Name a
name.
better last name than Blaze.
Is that because I just drop spot fires everywhere I go when I judge?
Yeah.
Well, you certainly did when Joel and Elle were there. Now, I'll got particular interest in this because Joel Padfield is a former teammate of mine, and he was a bloody great player up the lines. But he went in with his fiancée Elle, I think it's fiancée.
Yeah.
And then they left after one go because I think it's your fault, Shaynna.
Always my fault.
Because they did the front room, they did the bedroom, and your comment was the finish has been an identity crisis and they were too focused on delivering a room to their own personal taste. So you didn't like it. Boom, boom.
Bang.
And then all of a sudden you turn up the next day, they're not there.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, when you rip out every period detail in a period detail house that you've got and you bring Bondi to Gisborne.
Yuck.
And one comment that didn't
Looked
get
a bit
through.
out of whack.
Well, I said, if you go down to Tullamarine and you see the wave machine and you're right next to the water there, maybe it'd suit, but not here.
Yeah, right.
Fair enough.
That would have been a shock, though. When you all of a sudden, because that wouldn't have happened before, where contestants just under the cover of darkness have just done a runner.
It's never, there's people threatened, but that's because they're stressed and they've had too much. But, the comments are real of they actually said this isn't on brand.
Yeah,
No
right.
good.
What does that mean?
It means they don't want to lose.
I think you're right.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm putting out what no one said yet, but
When
I don't
you-
think they like it.
They've been blazed.
Most have been blazed.
Please.
When most of the rooms are gorgeous, from my
absolutely.
perspective, because I don't know that much about interiors. Do you get excited when you go into a room and it's awful? Because you think, oh, good, I don't have to just go, well, this is gorgeous. I love everything about it. Like Sharron and Sharon's bathroom.
It's actually the opposite. I get really upset because
Right.
I do want them to do well. And so when somebody does well, I will celebrate them. And if I got it wrong the week before, I will say, man, I got it wrong. How good are you? You've got up there. But I think people forget they're in a competition. They're going to be judged every week. That's what's happening. And we come as experts to tell them sort of things. And I know Sharron has taken it very personally. And then she turns around and slams me. But that's not personal. But anyway, I'm sorry, to put a candlestick in a little wooden box is not paying, respect to an 1890 building. So,
Yeah, right.
advice has been given there. Scotty has been on the ground telling her all the time. And she pushes back and doesn't do it. So if you're going to be given advice and constantly told you're doing it wrong, why get upset when you're being told and judged it is wrong.
It's true.
They've been blazed.
Looks like it.
This fight between Sharron and Shaynna sounds like the fight between the bacon makers and the
the
meat workers of cotton.
Isn't it amazing you can have a fight but you never actually physically see each other?
Yeah.
We've never met her.
The block doesn't need our help, but continues 7 o'clock Sunday night. Now, I just want to do something to go into the ads. We're guilty of never speaking about Geelong, despite their being the best team in the league on top of the ladder. So you two are Geelong nerds. Well, you can bang on about them now, and when we're sick of it, I'll just hit the ads. So off you go.
Oh, they're great. They are the greatest team. Got the greatest players. Jeremy Cameron. The forwards are good.
You've
got anything to say,
They've got great colours. I love the stripe. I
There
love
we
their
go.
socks.
That's the
I love their
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Hey, everybody, it's Friday. What does it mean?
End of the week, look back, what it was, what it is, what we did, what we didn't. End of the week, you're getting out of bed with your alarm ringing at your head instead of getting ready for the weekend. Let's go through the week, little bit of Brownie, little bit of Chrissie, somewhere in between there's hang, that's all free, cheat, time, celebrate, it's Friday!
We put our hands up to the start of the weekend with the cheat sheet on the weekend.
Okay, morning, how are we? Great, let's get going. Last weekend, Sam did something amazing.
What a weekend it was. I joined Instagram, Christine.
What?
Absolutely.
Well done.
Thank you very much. I'm on the gram.
What was your first post?
It was it was a bit like Tommy Lee Jones's not Tommy Lee Jones, Tommy Lee's first post.
I'd like to see Tommy Lee Jones's.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, so Tommy
a
Lee
bit wrinkled.
Looks like a bobtail.
Tommy Lee's stolen my thunder there, Swanee. You know what I mean? I was all ready for my first post to be nude with the cannon out. But anyway, what are you going to do?
We had a chat about Chrissie's son Kit's birthday party, and Brownie brought up a cake from the 90s.
Swimming pool
Fantastic.
cake at home.
No, actually, there was no cake. There was no
That's the
cake.
one with the jelly in it for the water.
Yeah.
And those.
I just saw a little snippet from you, and you want that cake.
No, you misread me.
You want that cake.
You want that cake.
I don't want that
it.
cake. Don't waste your time. I'm telling you on air, don't waste your time. There'll be a big miss from you, and I'm not gonna.
How are you going to make the ladder for Penny, Swanee? You're going to make the little swimming pool.
I'll tell you what.
Pretzels.
You bring that swimming cake pool in here. I will drown myself in it on air.
Max Gorn talked about a young kid.
We got a young kid, Luke Jackson, who plays his best footy in the ruck, and I said, he plays his best footy in the ruck. Let's start him in there.
Is that Fremantle's Luke Jackson? Is that the one?
No, Melbourne's. Good from you.
Ursula Carlson was on the show, and we talked about what Sam's going to do backstage before his comedy event.
What about drinking before he goes on stage?
Oh, yeah, don't drink.
Couple of quick ones.
I don't know if that's possible.
Have you seen who he's touring with? How is he not going to be able to drink?
Yeah, no, you're gonna have that red wine stain. He's gonna look like everyone's mum in 1988.
As all the information comes closer and closer to what's happening with Clarko, this is what we talked about on Tuesday about what's happening with Clarko.
No one really knows this. Is if Alistair Clarkson has committed to North Melbourne. That'll be challenging.
Well, if he'd committed to North Melbourne, wouldn't we have heard that?
Well, yeah.
Wouldn't he have signed? Wouldn't North Melbourne come out and say, what is everyone talking about?
Not
He's our
signed,
coach.
not signed on the dotted line.
What, verbal agreement?
Yeah,
Mate, that don't mean anything.
No,
is that right?
Well, I found that out. A lot of ex-girlfriends. I found that out. I thought we had a verbal contract, and we didn't.
Sam asked Brownie a question.
Jonathan Brown, what you watching?
Apart from old highlights.
Oh, yeah, I meant to say that. I've been watching Jonathan Brown's old highlights as well, obviously.
I'm up to 2006.
We had some news about Italy.
All Domino's stores are going out of Italy. They're finishing up in Italy.
Italy?
You believe in Italy that one Domino's even exists?
I cannot believe that. That is an absolute
Italy.
crime.
We're going to get a pizza tonight. Domino's.
No!
I don't think so. Anyway, La Porchetta and Faster Pasta still holding strong.
We had a chat about Ben Rutten.
You do have to feel for Ben Rutten. Many people don't know this, but at the height of the COVID crisis in 2020, Scott Morrison secretly appointed himself to the Essendon coach. Did you know that?
On Wednesday, Matt Preston was on the show.
We do need to talk about MKR as well. My
Yeah, that was
Kitchen
fun.
Rules.
Another franchise you're bringing down.
That's my job.
Yesterday, Swan was away, so Olympia Valance filled in and Sam played a little getting to know you.
What would you wear on a first date?
Well, I can tell you what I wore on the first date with Thomas.
Beautiful.
Obviously, we all know that we met on a dating app, and I went over to his house in my pajamas.
Wow. I went on a first date once and I wore a suit and a condom. I was ready to go. And then it's like,
Don't wait. This night's almost over. On it. Let's make this night last forever.
We then asked Olympia more questions about her fashion.
Have you ever been pounded for what you've wore at the luggies? 'Cause they
Almost
normally-
every single time. Because I'm the one that always wears something that's a little bit more out there.
Really?
Yeah.
can I tell you that it's funny because my worst fashion mistake too was from the Logies. My first Logies in 2017.
What'd you roll with?
Well, I went in blackface and it was not a good idea. You know what I mean? So
Titus O'Reilly was on the show and he had an explanation of why he was off last week.
I was off with COVID. I'll tell you the one thing I learned. The Pete Evans Crystal Light didn't work as well.
Really?
I was surprised. I'd done my own research
How
and
much was
everything.
it? How much did you pay for it?
Oh, I think about $4,000.
He got cancelled, didn't he?
yeah, I think he should be hardly gone too soon, by the way. He held on for a bit. He was doing MKR for
It showed how much you
years.
could do and not get cancelled. Like, that's when people go, oh, cancel culture, it's terrible. And I go, actually...
Pete Evans is still
I say, yeah,
Yesterday, we had a great time with Olympia, but we also had to say goodbye.
The great woman, Olympia Valance.
It's been wonderful to have you in. Thanks for joining us for the hot from 7 o'clock till 9.
Thanks for having me.
You felt safe. You had a good time.
I've had so much fun.
Of course, you'd be fresh too. First time you've had a job for a while.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just a job.
But finally, we also talked about Olympia and having a procedure, aka surgery.
And just clarify too, Olympia, you didn't have plastic surgery, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I had a little procedure, a little surgery.
Often people who have plastic surgery will often say that they haven't
about
had
it.
it.
Yeah.
So
She had an ingrown toenail.
okay, in her nose. Good one.
What a great time. That's it from me. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm out of here. Bye!
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.